I'm just gonna hang back and follow the people because I always make a mistake and I end up going out the wrong exit. So I know. The tourists were needing assistance and I did not stop to help. Okay, now Minamiguchi, no, Kitaguchi. We want to go down here. South exit takes me to the wrong terminal and it's a different rail line and I have to show a ticket to get back in. This is where I want to be, on the north exit. I finally did it right. Anyway, over there somewhere is where it's the guy at the hotel. He lives over there somewhere. Huh? Hana. I could have bought flowers right on the train platform. Look, it's pretty misty up the mountain. It's gonna be an interesting day. Different bus altogether, but he says he goes to the very end. The number 11 cemetery gates only goes once an hour. Trying to make shorter videos so that they're not such large file size. If they're over 4 gigs, they don't get included in the daily summary that GoPro produces. So, wow. The very first time I came here, just to find the grave, it was a lot like this, except it was pissing down rain. Pardon my English. But I'm just gonna take you on a walk through the cemetery. For some reason, the road bends to the right for no reason, and then we have to make our way back left and then up the hill. but it's a really nice walk. It's a really beautiful cemetery. And as I walk by the headstones, I like to practice my kanji reading skills. And when the last family member of a line becomes the family keeper, I guess is what you would call it, they have to go and make arrangements to have their grave, the family grave, removed. It costs like 40,000 US or something, depending on the cemetery, I guess. But once that happens, cemetery staff will go to wherever the grave plot is, remove the ashes, and move them into a communal ash pit somewhere else in the cemetery. Basically an unmarked grave at that point. And then they resell your family plot to some other family. It could go on for generations, but in my ex-wife's case, it's only been 4 generations. Her father didn't have any sons. See, now this name is Kimoto, or Kinomoto, maybe even. I gotta mind my business because there's a ceremony going on down the hill there where that blue umbrella's at. But yeah, he didn't have any sons. So the last surviving daughter and her husband, if she has one, are on the hook for that cost. And to be honest, my ex-in-laws have done such a wonderful job. Not being sarcastic, I'm being serious. They've done such a wonderful job for my daughter. That I could probably find a way to foot that bill for them. But this right here, this is our section. Right over near that copse of trees. So Sorry for the heavy breathing, guys. But yeah, she's just over at the edge of that ridge with a commemoration of her great-grandfather. Sorry, not that ridge, the one on the next level down. Her great-grandfather is not actually in the crypt. I don't know where he is. But he's commemorated here. I love those birds. Stop number 1. The bucket. Stop number 2, a rag and a ladle. That filled up quick. Okay. And now she's, you know, I don't even remember the numbers. I just know how to get there. Hide their face. Maybe. I don't know. I'll blur it in edit. I think I see it. Or that could be it over there. Ayah. Walk the midline. Show respect. Here it is. Still with the same bottle of barley tea that I left here in October. Okay, off. See this truck right here? The guy that drove that truck here just he got out. He had some items of equipment, a little mini squeegee, and I didn't see it when he walked past me, but he had a blowtorch. And right in front of cemetery workers who were cleaning out the old flowers, he took a blowtorch to one of the headstones and was torching the engravings, and then he polished them. I don't know what that's about, but I guess that's a thing that some people pay for. And regarding those cemetery workers who were cleaning up old flowers, I waited until they passed my daughter's row because I didn't want them to take away her brand new flowers. The bottle of barley tea that I'd left there in October looked fine. There was no contamination or anything to it. Whereas the one that I left there in May and removed in October, it had like a layer of mold on top of it, like inside the bottle. I don't know how it got in there. The seal was not tampered. But anyway, that's another story. Anyway, I left her water because I told her she was an ass kicker. She didn't need tea anymore. She can drink straight up water because she's hardcore. Next year, well, actually 2 years from now, then I can start leaving alcohol for her. The legal drinking age in Tokyo or in Japan is 20, whereas at home it's 19. And in other parts of home, it's 18. So today she could go out, if she lived in Alberta, she could go out and get drunk today, legally. I think, unless Alberta's changed its laws. But I don't want that for my daughter anyway. Anyway, I didn't stay too long. The robot tannoy went off just after I turned off the previous video, right before I went into the bathroom. The robot tannoy went off, and that thing really puts me off. And so I'm getting out of here before it goes off again. And yeah, make our way back to Hachioji and try and figure out what to do for the rest of today. Got 2 stops planned for the stomach schedule. One is going to be robot sushi, or sushi roll, because I think that Aoi would like that. Little Aoi, not 18-year-old Aoi. But also, part of this trip was to try out as many different Indian restaurants as I could and as many different Vietnamese restaurants as I could. Well, tonight it's going to be Indian again, despite, well, I won't say horrific, but that very disappointing experience I had the other night, which I haven't really made a video of, but I've written about it, I think, and I've texted my friends in the UK about it. But I'll tell you what, Google Photos can be misleading. They must have had filters on those cameras, because even though the pictures were taken 4 years ago, the place I went into 2 nights ago had a thick layer of dinge on the walls, and I really didn't want to be in the place. Also because the guy who cooked part of my meal had a really bad case of the sniffles. But I haven't got sick, so I guess it's okay. Anyway, that down there is the other side of the cemetery. This highway runs right through the cemetery. It's actually a different cemetery. This is Tokyo Reigen, which means Tokyo Cemetery, and that one is Hachioji Cemetery. I don't know what the difference is, but I guess they're operated by different companies. Anyway, first time I came here, I walked in that direction, that way, towards Joyful. And the weather was a lot like this. It wasn't pissing down anymore. Mind you, I had a injured foot and I was wearing steel-toed boots. Now all I've got are wet feet and running shoes. But it was harder to walk that first day. And Google Maps is quite disorienting compared to what it is in real life. Google Maps doesn't really work unless you have a landmark. So I was having to stop every 5 minutes to make sure I was going the right way. Good times. Well, that was weird. I put in more money than I was supposed to because I was hoping to get an even coinage back. The fare was $2.10. I put in $5.10, but I put the 5 in the wrong slot. You're supposed to put it in another slot that makes change for the 5. I thought if I just put it in the same slot that it would calculate like an automatic cash register and just push out $3. Anyway, the driver sort of looked at me like I was crazy, but then he pulled out a cash wallet and made change for me.